So I have my coils that I just made using the extruder. Just got done showing you that. I also grabbed a couple of things that we're gonna need to build this. I've got my slab here, okay, that's on my board underneath the newspaper. I've got a cup of water, trusty comb, needle tool, okay, and then I grabbed a couple different tongue depressors. You can kind of choose which one you like, the full-size tongue depressor, the half one, or you can use a popsicle stick. That's up to you. And then I like to use a rubber rib, and I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to basically just start building this up using coils until we get a vase shape, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna very first take take my comb, and I am going to score and slip all the way around. Okay, make sure we score and slip the very first one that we start with in the day. And I'll explain why that's important in just a second here. Okay, just get enough water so we get that nice and tight. Okay, then I'm going to find the end of my coils here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and measure this out and kind of dry fit it as it goes on there. Okay, so I broke this off just to make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, and then just like what we did before, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this through both, okay? If you remember what we did with the pinch pots, okay? So that way when I go to put it together, okay, those two pieces are perfectly smooth, okay? I'm gonna make sure that this fits around, love those bells, okay? Around my foot here, all right? Make sure that your coil goes on top of your slab. There's the slab. Make sure that the coil goes on top. I have a lot of people that would put it on the outside of their slab, and the problem is the slab's gonna shrink when it dries, and when it does, it becomes smaller than the coil that you just added, and therefore it's going to fall out of there and not work, okay? You can see here, I got a little piece of wood there that I don't want, okay? And that is just from using recycled clay, and that sometimes happens. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is go ahead and start smoothing, and this is why I like to use maybe the half popsicle stick or the half tongue depressor. I'm gonna support with my left hand here, okay? And then I'm gonna drag about half of that coil down into the base of my slab that I started with. And I'm gonna go all the way around. And then, of course, as we do always, I am going to go ahead and go the opposite way, dragging clay from the foot into my coil. This is going to help smooth these two pieces together. Now, unfortunately, yes, you are going to have to do this with every piece that you attach. At least smooth it together, okay? Otherwise, there's nothing holding that, holding everything together. All right. So I then go ahead and smooth this in with my finger. Get rid of all those little tool marks. It is much easier to do this now than it is to do it later on, okay? Because this is going to be 10 inches tall, right? So if your coil base is 10 inches tall and you have to reach your hand way down in there to get smooth those marks, those tool marks out, that's gonna be a lot more difficult than doing it now when you can get to it much easier. So make sure that you are taking the time, make it nice and clean and smooth before you start, or before you get too tall and too far into it, okay? And then I'm gonna repeat the process. Gonna go ahead and add another coil, all right? Now, if we want this to get wider, in other words, if we want the base of our coil or our vase to get wider, okay, we're gonna add coils that are a little bit larger, and it's gonna gradually get bigger and bigger, okay? If we want it to get smaller, then we add stuff that's a little bit smaller. All right, I'm going to show you guys that in the next one.